Sorry, I've started so many sentences and finished none of them. Hi, you're watching Two Dumb Guys. I'm Brian. This is Ed.
Brian,
Yes.
you know how we hate scientists.
Yes, we hate them.
We don't. But we don't.
I hate less than 1% of all scientists. I'll say that.
Here's my issue. I think science is like a great thing. Don't get me wrong, people. I like to think of myself as skeptically minded, but what I get annoyed with is like weird research that makes no sense.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, who's writing these grant proposals? And furthermore, who in the federal government is like, you know what? That sounds like a solid idea. So let's go ahead and give them money. Give them money. Give me money for making stupid jokes on the internet. But they don't. They give these scientists money. Now, from 1992, out of Wayne State University and Auburn University, headline, title of the paper, well, the main takeaway from the paper is, the greater the airtime devoted to country music, the greater the white suicide rate. The white suicide rate.
The Caucasian self-destruction.
Yeah. Now the thing about this is the effect is independent of southernness, poverty, divorce, and gun availability.
Okay.
So all of these factors are out. Just having country music on the radio makes white people kill themselves.
That is horrifying. Are they the people listening to the country, or is it the people that don't want to have to hear it and like they hear it from like their coworkers' cars or from their desks and stuff?
Maybe that's the case.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
I guess. I mean, you know,
there's always the running jokes about like how it's, the country songs are always about losing this and the other. But most of modern country music is just like,
oh, dude, it's like bro country now. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's like you got like three types of country music. You got like four kinds. You got like the alt country. You got the like classic country western. You got this bro country, and it seems like most of what's on the radio though is like country pop.
Maybe this is the reason for that.
Yeah.
Maybe like the country music industry, somebody in Nashville like read this study in 1992. Like, man, we got to make country happier because white people are killing themselves.
Let's sing songs that looks like She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. Yeah, that'll keep white people from killing themselves. Man, I feel like a woman.
It's just like, why do you qualify it though? Why does it have to be qualified? Not just increases suicide, but they specifically said increases white suicide.
Well, maybe someone was noticing like certain things like white suicide rates in certain areas and wanted to like find connections.
That was it. It was just a corollary study, which again, waste of money.
I don't think it's that. I think it's interesting. And it doesn't sound like it costs too much to fund a study like that.
Probably not.
I mean, you could take a few weeks of just like one person doing some research. Yeah. You know, it's not like they spent like hundreds of thousands. If they did, then it's a problem. If they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that, but a couple grand, yeah, I think that's okay.
But I think this one will interest you also. 2002 from Stockholm University. Chickens show preferences for faces consistent with human sexual preferences. So what they did is they trained some chickens to like react to an average human face, like a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
You show these chickens a bunch of 5ers and they see how they react. Then they start dropping 10s on the chickens and 1s.
Yeah.
And the chickens gravitate toward the 10s.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, how are they defining 10s? I mean, is it like symmetry? I know symmetry is supposedly like a big thing in physical, like visual attractiveness of faces.
I mean, that's going to be subjective to these researchers. You know, like how they defined who was hot or not. I think that this was just like one guy who was like that dude in Devil's Reject that might fuck chicken.
Yeah. And
he was like, do these chickens think I'm hot? That's the takeaway from that.
Michael Biehn was the actor that played the character. Yeah. That's a, like, I'm curious I feel like with the suicide rate, you know, you're looking at a problem and trying to draw correlations to that problem. That one I don't understand having any sort of value. It's interesting, and we learned something about it. We learned something about animals from it.
Yep.
You know, if it's a repeatable, you know, what is the a reproducible, you know, results.
Results got to be reproducible. Yes.
But other than that, that's just stupid.
You're right there. You're there with me. Well, this one wasn't the next one on my list, but since we're kind of on an animal tip right now, I'll just go ahead and do this one. The Guangdong Entomological Institute in China.
Okay. Bugs?
No, not bugs this time. Found that fruit bats
Fruit bats.
really dig oral sex.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that.
So they were just like observing them, and they expected to see regular grooming habits, and it was like, it kind of looks like, yep, she's putting it in her mouth. Oh, that's 69 now happening.
Mammals like to put their fun parts in other people's mouths. It's just, I mean, that's just the way we are. I like it. Any way we can make each other happy.
I mean,
it's a positive thing.
It's like you think they would just be all about, perpetuating the species, but no, they've got to get down.
Yeah.
By going downtown.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And nobody's taking that away from the fruit bats.
Yeah, they deserve to enjoy themselves. They get a bad rap, bats do.
Sometimes, and I know that you're dieting, so this might be beneficial knowledge to you. And sometimes you don't want to, put your fun parts on other people's faces.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you...
Or in their faces.
Yeah. Or sometimes you don't want to eat too much. Or sometimes you don't want to drink too much. Well, guess what? I've got good news for you.
Okay.
Plymouth University and Queensland University teamed up for this little study and found that playing Tetris for just 3 minutes can reduce your craving for sex, alcohol, and food.
I don't... I want to
hungry?
Tetris.
You're hungry, you throw on some Tetris.
Tetris is like a libido and appetite killer, basically.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Basically, you just get sucked into the Tetris. And so you forget to do these things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's a weird, Tetris is like a psychological... I remember playing Tetris... Sorry, I've started so many sentences and finished none of them. But I remember, playing Tetris and then, finally, losing, but I had been playing for so long and it was getting so fast that I had gotten to the point where I had stopped blinking.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at a television light... the light of the television, that's kind of a soft light. You can go a while without blinking.
Yeah.
But then, you stop and, say, oh, man, that was... And then your eyes.
Yeah.
And then
it's
mid-sentence, your eyes...
Floodgates open.
It's like, oh, God. And
Yeah,
it's like,
screaming.
I can never have sex or eat again.
No.
It's the furthest thing from my mind. I've got to play more Tetris. But 3 minutes, even.
Yep.
Having that effect.
Just as little as 3 minutes.
I'm
I'm
banning Tetris from this house.
I think the idea is it only takes 3 minutes to get you hooked.
Yeah, there's heroin, cocaine, Tetris, those are all up there.
Yep, they're all there. Viagra.
Viagra.
Yep.
Is that addictive?
No, it's not addictive, but it is the next study.
Oh, okay.
I can't pronounce this.
And whatnot.
I can't pronounce the name of this university, so pardon me if I butcher this. Quilmes? I don't know. It's in Argentina.
Okay.
Viagra can treat jet lag. This one is weird. Because they were doing a study, just a study of the effects of Viagra, and they were doing it on, it was a hamster model. So they were injecting hamsters with Viagra. And then they saw...
Little hamster boners.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they saw that when they injected the hamsters with Viagra, that the sleep cycles of the hamsters move forward by 6 hours. And somebody was like, that's about how long it takes to fly from New York to Los Angeles. I wonder if this would make a hamster not have jet lag. And so they did it.
They put a bunch of hamsters on a plane.
They found that the ones that were injected with Viagra recovered from the jet lag 50% faster. But who thinks like that? Who's like, you know what? Sleep cycle move forward. Let's give some hamsters jet lag.
I feel like a plane...
Because that's the thing to do.
A plane full of Viagra injected horny hamsters is one of the scariest things I've ever put into my brain. That image is horrifying, and I want to see that movie. And I want to. It's going to be disturbing. It's going to be Samuel L. Jackson's going to be in it.
Yep,
just surrounded by hamster powers.
While we're in the rodent family,
yeah, I like rodents.
This one's out of Albany Medical College.
Okay,
so here's what they did.
Albany.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
So here's what they did. They were testing rats' preferences for music, right?
Okay.
So they played the rats silence, then they played them Beethoven, then they played them Miles Davis. Throw some jazz at them.
All right.
They found the rats preferred them in that order.
In order.
So, yeah, they like silence the most, but they're cool with classical music, and they were not down with jazz.
Yeah, okay.
They were like, jazz, because it's nonsense. So they got a bright idea. They injected the rats with cocaine. And can you guess what happened?
It flipped.
It didn't really flip, but they found that when the rats were coked up, they really dug jazz.
How are they determining whether they like something or not? Was it clear from the study?
They're scientists. I'm sure they have a way.
They got little heart monitors on them.
Yeah, probably something like that. But here's the kicker. After the cocaine had left the rat system, they still got down on jazz.
Okay.
So that's the takeaway that I'm giving to you people is if you don't like jazz, try cocaine. And you probably will like jazz afterwards.
Under the control, like under the watchful eye of a physician.
A physician and maybe a psychiatrist and also a jazz musician.
Yeah, and do it somewhere where it's legal, which is almost nowhere.
You gotta have.
If you're in that one part of the planet where it's legal, do it. But I really like that, and I'm digging even more the idea because the sequel to the horny hamsters on a plane
is like coked up rats listening to jazz.
You coked up rats listening to jazz, and maybe we can just like they'll team up. It'll be like Ginger Dead Man when he teamed up with Evil Toys or whatever. Evil Bong. It was Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man. It'll be like when you bring them together in the third movie.
And then it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
So the last two are kind of related. One of them, University of Western Sydney, found that night owls. Are you a night owl? Well, you're more likely to be a psychopath than me.
Because I like to be up at night as opposed to during the day. Okay.
Yeah, apparently people who stay up late at night are more antisocial and therefore more likely to be psychopaths.
I don't know if that's necessarily true because if
that's what the scientists have told me.
A lot of people that stay up late at night, they do it because they're out being social late at night. You know?
That's true.
I don't think,
or they're out being predators late at night.
Yeah, and I know antisocial doesn't just mean like not being social or being sociable or whatever. I know it's more complicated than that, but that it's. I'm wondering about like, and again, it's correlation, not causation. But I question that. It's bullshit.
Well,
I'm saying it's bullshit. But I do believe I'm more likely to be a psychopath than you.
Yeah, probably so. Last one also related to psychopathy. Oakland University in Michigan, excuse me. Stay friends with your ex-girlfriends?
We're on good terms, but
not really friends.
Yeah, we don't like communicate or hang out.
Well, then that took you down a peg. Because apparently people who stay friends tend to be more psychopathic.
Really?
Yeah, it has something to do with narcissism. And the line in the paper that I loved said, people who remain friends with their ex-girlfriends or boyfriends, 1, do it only because they still want something from them, ranging from emotional support to on-call intercoursal dalliances, and 2, demonstrate... Hang on, I'm going back to that.
Okay.
2, demonstrate psychopathic personality traits like narcissism. Now, in regards to on-call intercoursal dalliances, somebody sat down and thought for hours and said, how can I put booty call in an academic paper? Because that's what that is.
That's exactly what that is. I love that phrase. Everybody needs an on-call intercoursal dalliance.
And I've been saying that way too much since I read this study, and it started driving Jess crazy.
On-call intercoursal dalliance? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's it. So,
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Thanks for watching. Get some on-call intercoursal dalliances and...
give your cocaine rats. Wait.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click.